What's going on, guys? We just got introduced to the most beautiful belt in WWE right now. I love it. It's so gorgeous. I want to call flatbacks and get some training done because I want to win that belt for myself. You know, it just looks so good and prestigious. But after seeing that belt, I couldn't help but make this list. And this list is the top 5 wrestlers I would love to see wear this belt. They will look so great in this belt. Now, before I get into this, just a disclaimer, this video is recorded before the draft, so obviously whatever happens at the draft, it can make this entire list null and void. If you didn't know, whoever gets drafted to the brand that Roman Reigns gets drafted to, they can't compete for this title. Also, number 2, these wrestlers, some of these guys are people I think should win it right now, and some who should probably win it in the next couple years. So I want to put that out there too as well, just to make sure everything is crystal clear, okay? Now, before we get into this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it. Let's get into this. So number 1, let's get the most obvious one out the way. The one that you want to see, the one that I want to see, okay? And that's Seth freaking Rollins to win that championship. You know, Triple H said during the unveiling of this title that the champion would not need to beg for your acknowledgement, but he will earn your acknowledgement by earning the title. And Seth Rollins, the thing about him that's perfect is that, you know, unlike some things that say battery not included, the acknowledgement is already included. People are already singing his songs, and we all know that he's fantastic in the ring. He's been putting out banger after banger after banger. He's amazing on the mic. You know, I'm still thinking about what he said to Amos when he said, "You were born this way. I made myself this way." Right? That's inspirational messaging right there. And also, he has the charisma. I personally feel like that this is the best version of Seth Rollins when you talk about everything, all aspects of a wrestler. So with that being the case, why not just put the belt on him, okay? And with this title already being prestigious, looking the way that it's looking, being so beautiful, I think Seth Rollins would be the perfect person to put the title on to make it more prestigious. If you think about it, he single-handedly elevated that U.S. championship. I know some people may say Bobby Lashley, some people may say Austin Theory, and I love Austin Theory, A-Town down all day, but if you really think about it, Seth Rollins is the one who actually elevated that title and made it more important than what it was. So if he can do that over here, he can do that over here. And him being the advocate, and especially his wife, them being the advocate of being anti-part-timers, put the thing on his belt, let him show something, okay? And the rumors are pretty deadly coming up to WWE, to the main roster. These are rumors. I don't know if these are true, but for them to come up and join a faction with Seth Rollins, even though it's going to be like wrestling Zoolander, but I love it. They can dress however they want because these guys can wrestle. I think it'd be amazing to have him at the front wearing that title, okay? And I don't know what the name of their faction would be. Personally, if I had to think of a name of their faction, it'd probably be Pretty Freaking Deadly. I think that'd be a dope name, right? If y'all can think of a name, let me know in the comment section. But anyways, let's move on. So number 2 on this list is my boy, LA Knight. I think if LA Knight wins the new World Heavyweight Championship, this will be a perfect match made in neo-nostalgic heaven, okay? If you don't know what I mean, it's because LA Knight is a fairly new wrestler to WWE, right to the main roster is what I'm saying. I've seen him in other promotions, but he gives us that feeling of the old school wrestler from the golden era, from the attitude era, from the ruthless aggression era, the way that he talks, the way that his walks, his charisma and everything like that. So for a wrestler being that way and a newer wrestler to WWE to hold a belt that is new, that gives us nostalgic feelings, that, well, it gives us a perfect match. And LA Knight is a huge star. He's just untapped potential right now. They need to put a belt on him right now. Now, this may sound really crazy, okay? Let me get the crazy out. As talented as he is, if he gets through right booking, if the people who did the storyline for the Bloodline gets involved with him or something like that, he can definitely be as big as Becky Lynch was when she was on a run as the man, okay? Like, literally, he can. He has the potential. I'm not saying that is going to happen, but he has the potential, okay? I don't know if he needs an iconic moment. Maybe we need to get a Solo Sikoa to come out and Samoa spike him in the nose and make him gush everywhere to get that iconic moment like Becky. I don't know. I mean, we got to do what we got to do. We got to shoot this man up to the top. But at the end of the day, he has enough star power to elevate that title. And also, people will say, well, how is he going to skip the mid card? There's a proper procedure to do this. But there's been rumors that he may win the Money in the Bank contract. So if that is the case, we ain't got to worry about that. Let's fast track him to the place that he was going to be at anyways, okay? Let's get into the next one. So number 3 on my list is somebody that people may disagree with, may agree with. This may be a little polarizing, but my guy, the the king of strong style, Shinsuke Nakamura. Come on. I think it is time for him to get a heavyweight championship run. It is well deserved. I understand what happened back in 2017. He was red hot. It was very unfortunate, but he had that accident in the ring with John Cena, which in my personal opinion isn't as serious as it could have been. Like it was bad, but it wasn't like what other people have done and still got a championship run. But I think right now it is time to reward the man for the work that he put in. And one of the things that Triple H did say at the unveiling of the title, and I may be looking too deep into this. This is just how my brain works, okay? This is why my brain is just all over the place with this stuff. But one thing he said, and I am paraphrasing, he said that the champion should be able to defend the title anywhere at any time, all across the world. Now for me, the way my brain works is I'm like, okay, Triple H, what are you talking about? Because any championship can be defended anywhere around the world where WWE is booked for a pay-per-view. You got, Night of Champions, you got people in Puerto Rico about to defend their title. So what are you talking about? But I guess common sense tells me he's talking about Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns is not going to be at Backlash in Puerto Rico, and him missing pay-per-views and missing time on the show and etc. But if I want to take it kind of out of context and look too deep into it, I think that Shinsuke Nakamura would be the perfect person to defend it all over the world. I mean, he just had a match outside of WWE against the Great Muta. So if he had the championship belt, for him as a well-respected star internationally, for him to go to different promotions, and if WWE and Triple H is trying to crack open that forbidden door a little bit more, I think Shinsuke holding that title and winning against wrestlers in different promotions, well-respected wrestlers in different promotions, he can expand and elevate that belt in a style that most wrestlers in WWE can't do right now. Majority of them would have to do it within the confines of WWE, but Shinsuke is so well-respected around the world, a lot of people wouldn't mind taking matches or taking losses to Shinsuke Nakamura holding that title. Remember, Vince McMahon don't let people go to other promotions, let alone carrying the WWE title. Can you imagine how many head gaskets he would blow if that happens? But I think Shinsuke Nakamura would be great for that. Some people will say, well, there's this language barrier and people don't understand. And it's like, people already love Shinsuke Nakamura. They don't care about that. I think we understand that right now. So for him to go into other markets, especially like in the Japanese market, to be on those, he doesn't have to be on ESPN with Daniel Cormier. He could be over in whatever the Japanese equivalent of that is and show that title over there. I think it would elevate that title internationally. And I think that would be great for WWE in my personal opinion. Plus, Shinsuke's 43, man. I think it's time to give him that thing before it is time for him to kind of sail into the sunset. And I love Shinsuke, so let's reward this man. All right, so number 4 on this list has the same characteristics as Shinsuke Nakamura as far as him carrying the title, and it is my guy, the Demon, Finn Balor. It is time for him to get a real heavyweight championship run on the main roster. We all know that he had the Universal Championship. Unfortunately, he got injured, and they gave him the title that everybody hated. They booed during his entire match because of how ugly that title was to a lot of people. So now we finally got a pretty title, okay? A beautiful title. So let's put this on the Demon, Finn Balor. I think his resurgence now, especially part of being part of the Judgment Day, I think it is a great time to put it on him. Give him a little bit more time. I'm not saying that he should be the first person to get it, but at some point, let's put the title on here. Let's reward the man. And again, like I said about Shinsuke Nakamura, this guy is well known and well respected internationally. So he's another person who could actually take that belt to other promotions and elevate it that way. So it will be called the World Heavyweight Championship, and it literally would be a World Heavyweight Championship. It would just be under WWE. So I think Finn Balor definitely deserved it, man. He put in so much work, man. You don't really hear any complaining about him. This guy had the stitches and came back the next week and still did what he had to do. So I think he will be a great workhorse. And for people who feel like that Nakamura has this language barrier that will hold him down, you can't say the same about Finn Balor. For me personally, I don't care about the language barrier. Shinsuke is fantastic. Finn is fantastic. Let's get these guys some championships. All right, guys, so number 5 on this list, I feel like this is kind of cheating a little bit because this isn't just going to be one person. This is actually going to be a couple of individuals, because this will be more so for nostalgic reasons and reasons because I feel like their time is running out. So if this doesn't happen, then that's fine. But for people who are big on nostalgia, I think this will be a good feel-good moment. And I think one of the people that probably should win it, and it doesn't have to be a long run or anything like that, it should be Edge, right? So he can win the championship. He never actually lost due to an injury. So I think that'll be great for a lot of the old school fans who watched it during the Ruthless Aggression era to see something like this happen. It'll be very heartwarming. So then he could walk into the sunset so he can accomplish that thing that was taken away from him due to something he couldn't control. And the other person I would love to see the championship belt on is to see Randy Orton wear the belt, because I think he's suffering so many injuries that at some point he's going to have to step away. I hate to see that. Hopefully I'm completely wrong about that. Hopefully whatever's going on with his health time after time, he gets better and he can come back in the ring and just do what he has to do for a long time. But I would love to see him win that championship belt one more time and see him sail into the sunset as well. But anyways, is there anybody else that I have not added on this list that you guys would love to see wear that new championship belt? Let me know in the comment section. I thank you guys so much for watching and for commenting and for sharing and for liking and subscribing and things like that. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Salute, peace, have a great day.